Streaming now. Welcome aboard. It's kind of like a pop-up edition of the Jim Fannon Show.
Hello.
This is the Fruitful Womb website. I am joined with Lisa. Here's her Facebook page. You see the title. You know what we're going to be talking about. Thanks for joining. Lisa, thank you very much. I'm just going to move you over here and then full screen you. And then record you, and then do... Oh, no, Aiden Miller can't play him. No. Hi. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Okay,
I guess that's kind of what we have to do now.
Yeah, we don't know each other, so, and the people that are watching more than likely don't know who you are, what you're all about, so take as long as you need to talk to us about what you've been up to for the last 20 years of your life, give or take.
Okay. Well, I'm Elizabeth Vanderwilt, but everyone calls me Lisa because I am a third generation Elizabeth. And I live with two other Elizabeths, so they kind of have to call me Lisa. Otherwise, who's coming to dinner or who's getting called, right? So, as you mentioned, I'm 20 years old. I was homeschooled since grade 3, but before I used to go to St. Elizabeth in Wainfleet. I lived in Wainfleet until I was 15, so we moved to Shirkston about 2 years ago. Let me think what else. 20 years is a long time, yet there's not much to say.
Stop it. It's a long time. I can't even remember being 20. Okay,
my boyfriend can't either, he says.
Some people they're not good at talking about themselves. I don't happen to be one of those people, but you might be. So I appreciate your time. Thanks for doing this. I reached out after having Shandor, which is the proper pronunciation of his name.
Okay, good to know.
He did not correct me all the way through the first interview. Thank you, Shandor.
I just call him Sander, so apologies then.
No, I think he gets that quite a lot. So, and then I talked to him about his opposition to masking. He really drove home the point with his young son that's 5 months old, and then will be a year old by the time the mask bylaw has ended.
Wow.
It seemed like the impact on his mental health might be a consideration that we didn't think of. And that was powerful for me. Then he said media bullying. I'm like, wait, what? And I thought I had an idea who might be guilty of it because I've got some experience dealing with the media, local media, and other media. And it's right up my alley. So I said, sure, even though I'm kind of suffering right now. I'm not well physically as far as I've got some ailments that are really constricting me. But last week I went 6 episodes in a row, and his was the 6th one. It was a Saturday. I didn't feel like doing it. So anyways, I pushed through. Poor me. Anyway, well, I say all that to say, then we got in contact. So we've talked about a little bit of this already, but we certainly haven't got your take on it. I guess let's start out with the original story. You can be concise on that, and then you know if you want to elaborate on the bullying that you've received and from who you've received it from. Wow. I got to stop drinking first thing in the morning when I wake up before an interview. Yeah, so let's talk about the no frills incident. This is in Port Colborne. You go in with your mother and sister. You're not wearing a mask, and what?
Well, we always, normally that's for all of my life that I can remember, we've always gone on Wednesdays. Shopping, groceries, we need it. I live with 7 people, we have people that need to be fed. I have 2 teenage brothers and they like to eat. So needless to say, we need food. So we were walking down the vitamins aisle, and I tried to be as precise as I could be so it's clear to the point.
Not necessary.
But not necessary? Okay. Well, a gentleman comes up to us, and he works at the store, and my sister says she recognized him from previous occasions, but he told us we needed to wear a mask. And so my sister, I like to talk a big game that I can stand up to people when it comes to it, but I cower in fear, apparently. So I'm dead silent. I look like, someone just threw a rock at me.
Okay, so just to interrupt, what was your first response to you need to wear a mask from either one of you? Yeah,
my sister mentioned that we were medically exempt.
Okay, great. So there was no, I don't wear masks, don't tell me what to do. No. I'm medically, you're sure this is important?
Yes.
The first words out of your mouth in response to, let's call it the manager, Karen, you're medically exempt. Did she speak for all of you when you said that?
Yes,
okay,
she does.
Great.
I'm not of liberty to say what they have. They would not like that disclosed, so I just won't.
And nor do you have to get service.
Yeah. So my sister, my father had made a card that has the bylaw linked to it so that people can look it up, since people don't maybe have read the entire thing, right? So the manager person or whatever, he took a picture of it back and front, and then he left us alone. So we continued on to our groceries, where he came back to us and was like, no, I showed this to my boss. He said, you are not allowed to be in this store. So you have to leave right now or wear a mask. So my mother said, well, let us just pay for these groceries and then we'll leave, because, we can't. So they were like, no, you can't even buy these. You have to leave now. So, of course, I was starting to freak out more than I probably should have already, because my stomach is very weak, so I get very nauseous in situations like this. So the guy's lucky I didn't fly chumps at him, to be honest.
You're not one that goes looking for confrontation, you run from it.
No, not in a single way. In my head, I do. I talk a big game.
Your sister's the mean one that wants to fight in public, right?
Nope, not at all. She calls me the scene maker. Apparently, I make scenes. So she's like, you make scenes. And I'm like, I don't make scenes. I don't want nobody getting...
Younger
I don't want
sister?
trouble. Yes, yeah.
Oh,
I'm
no
the oldest
wonder.
of 4.
She don't know. Are you the oldest in the family?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
So my mother was like, well, we don't have a mask. So he had said, no, we'll get you one in the back, etc. So my mom then went to get the mask, and I told her I'm not wearing it. And my sister and I, we both wanted to leave. We both just wanted to forget about it, go somewhere else, and forget the nightmare occurred.
Yeah, there's another grocery store down the street.
Yeah, my mother was determined that she wanted these groceries that we had gone, because there was a sale or something on certain things. And, to feed a lot of people, you don't want to spend too much money. So my mother returned with the masks, and then they kind of left us alone-ish. The person seemed, at least this is in my opinion, I can't speak of what he was actually doing, but I felt like he was just watching us to see how we were reacting to the situation. Like, I couldn't wear it. I put it on my chin. My sister left the store. She just didn't want to be there. So she went outside, took a breath for some air to figure out what to do a little bit. So my mother and we went to try to continue on, and I was wearing a wrap like I always do. So I just kind of flung that across my face a little bit loosely so I could still breathe. And then we were going, my sister came back in, we finished our stuff, and we went to check out. So the cashier has known me since I was a little girl. So she's comfortable around us. So the lady, she's like, no, you have to wear the mask, because I had let my wrap fall down a bit because I was trying to put the groceries onto the conveyor belt. And so she's like, no, you need to wear the mask. There was a meeting that I would lose my job if I didn't enforce it. Mm-hmm. So that's what I told her. I'm really not in a mood. Can I just please put the groceries, and how about you close your eyes? You're not watching me then. So she's like, no, you really have to. So then I was like, okay, then I'm done. So I told Mom, I just have to go outside. I need to go. So maybe I make a scene, but there were quite a few tears shed after the incident. I may have, just a little bit. I'm known as a crybaby, so that's okay. I'm okay with saying that. So then that's how I wrote my post, actually. My sister and mother were busy, and so I wrote it then.
So just to be clear, it was the post that you put up there that actually created the firestorm of
Oh, yeah,
hatred.
100%. I will admit that writing a post right after you're hurt or angry with someone is maybe not the smartest idea because you didn't clearly think about it.
Right.
And I will admit that is shame on my fault for not proofreading and totally being smart about it. But I was kind of blindsided by the entire situation because we've been doing groceries since middle of July, right after my birthday.
So give me an indication of your thought process then. Are you normally one that posts on your social media personal details, frustrations when you're angry?
Not right away, but I am very open about who I am.
Okay.
I'm that type of person. I kind of wear my heart on my sleeve. So that's why I've got
this isn't any different than any other post that you ever put up there. You're upset. No. You really think you've got an angle here. You maybe want to boycott the store or cause some commotion and make people
I wasn't
aware.
really trying to cause a commotion, but I was just telling people, because in the group I did notice quite a few people were posting about stores to kind of avoid because they had such a drama. So I've kind of been conveying a list. So I wanted to add my incident to the list for people.
If you had to do it over again, would you post exactly what you posted? If you had, 2020, I get it. I'm not putting this as an excuse, but I do remember being 20 years old. I'm not the same man that I was when I was 20.
You never are.
Again, that's not a crutch. But now looking back, would you have made the post?
Not the same way. I would tell the story still, but I would definitely rewrite.
So what was wrong with, what would you change about the post that you think, well, I'm not saying that you think it's wrong, but if you're reconsidering, then what was it about it that was, what makes you reconsider the wording of it, and what would you change?
People thought I was racist, and again, I think that's up to the individual what they think I am, but I know who I am.
Maybe we need to do this right off the bat. Will you disavow white supremacy in all its form? Joe Biden.
Yes.
No. Okay. That's a joke. Okay. So there's so many people out there that are, in this political climate. Let me just put it this way. Have you ever been known to be racist?
No, not
Do you consider yourself racist in the least? Okay.
No.
And so they came after you based on what you said in the post, and we can share that, I think.
Yes.
I'm going to try and share that. I'm not sure how that'll go. But tell us about what you would have changed in the post that indicated that you might be racist.
I would not have mentioned anything about African American people or Jews in that time period. I did not relate it as I shared the different differences between the words understand, relate, compare kind of thing. Because some people, I know English is a hard subject. I know. I even have trouble with it still. But I'm like, I know the difference between words a little bit. So a little bit. I don't claim to be no expert or anything like that. So that really was a trigger for a lot of people. That's, I think, the whole reason why I've had over 80,000 shares on the post. And my video has it over 5,000 views. And I've had messages from people, even in Africa, that I didn't even know that they cared that much about me. I appreciate it. But, I didn't know.
Okay, now give me, I'm sharing my screen now.
Yes,
give me an indication where your post is here, because I'm on.
Did I send it to you? Because I don't know if I saved. I just saved as much as I could. Cassandra was like, I apologize if I'm saying that wrong.
Here it is.
There.
Okay, here we go. So I hope you can see this all right. Let me.
Yep.
No, not you.
Oh,
no, you can
sorry. Sorry.
Not you. Listen, I'm so rude when I'm drunk in the morning. Okay, at this moment in time, I have nothing good to say about the no frills in Port Colborne. My sister and my mother and I went shopping like we always do, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we heard the story. Okay, here we go. And it's somebody's got underlined here. I have a new understanding of the treatment that our African American community had to deal with in the 60s and how the Jews felt with World War II. Now, admittedly, that's probably anytime you go near war, racism, genocide, extermination of a race. I'm even sensitive to kind of using war analogies when it comes to football, right? So I get it. You probably could have worded it better. But basically what I hear you saying is I've been discriminated against, and now I know, save for the Jews that were actually murdered, and I guess we could have said that about I don't know, black people. They're not African, okay? They're maybe came from, they're as African as I am Irish, okay? We've been here a long time, so they're just black Americans. But you feel like this is what brought on the hate. This comparison.
100%.
Okay.
Like I said, I didn't try to compare, and I did use the word understanding because growing up, I'm a very empathic person. I care a lot about people. I don't understand that such things could occur in our history. And I do remember, because like I said, I was homeschooled. I do remember telling my mother, how is this possible? Really, why are people murdered over the fact of their color of their skin or the fact that they're just Jewish? You know what I mean? I did not get that. So for me, this was kind of really people can be mean just because I'm not wearing a mask. And I've said my reason. I tell you I'm medically exempt, it's something I can't change about myself. I've tried, I think I sent you the messages from my ex-client there, but she had just said, oh, eat your vegetables and, eat your red meat and you'll be fine. You'll get rid of it. I'm like, I've been trying for that for the past 6 years, and it has not worked. I have not gotten my numbers up. I've had it so dangerously low since I was 14 years old. It's just, it doesn't go for me too great. So, I can't fake that. That's not a fake thing. I have even the stats and everything from the doctors, but it's just it just made me realize that such things could occur. Now, as I've grown up, like I said, I do realize that these things have happened, but it's they really do. You know what I mean? It woke up to me a bit. And so part of what I was saying in the post was mainly what I had reiterated to my mother and my sister to kind of get the lash of all my yelling and, venting. So I think I just ended up using the words that I said there into the post. And it just kind of transpired to a thing where people thought I said one thing when I did not.
Tell me about our traditional mainstream media. Who's picked it up? What's the reaction been like? We're going to go through the shaming, and maybe I want to downplay that more. Now that I think of it, I thought maybe we'll go through each. You know what? I've gotten hate mail for 45 days in a row before. Oh. I know what it's all about. I will give you props for staying above ground. And I use that figuratively, obviously, but in this day and age, you don't know. People struggle with their mental health, with isolation, with employment, with purpose, with faith, all kinds of things. And so you could just as easily be on the edge of ending it all. So, if that pertains to you, you don't seem like that. But hey, mental illness travels in all of us at some degree. Yeah. So I'll give you props for staying above ground, both figuratively and literally, because, you could have gone and hidden, right? Yeah. You could have just gone underground, and I don't mean off yourself. I mean, you could have just ran from all the everything, block everyone, take the Facebook page down, don't talk to media and stuff like that. So props to you for staying up, because I've been there several times before when, maybe not several times, but I can think of a couple times where the national media was looking for a comment from me. And in that time, much younger, just hid, maybe I wasn't convicted on my purpose, or what I was doing was correct. Obviously not, or I would have stood up for it. So you must have that conviction. So props to you for that. But tell us about the traditional media, the people that you hoped would treat you fairly in the newspapers or radio stations or TV stations, whatever. I don't know to what extent. I know the Standard or the Niagara Dailies picked it up quite significantly and could even be responsible for fanning the flames of this tension. So talk to me about the media, like not the social media, but the traditional media reaction.
Well, just go back for a second because you were talking about mental health. And like 5 years ago, I suffered severely from depression. And there was an occasion where I actually had an actual suicide attempt planned and almost acted through upon kind of thing. And from there, I've gone a lot better. But, if I look back and if this situation had occurred then, I don't think I would be okay. So like just on that situation, like people do have issues. And I'm glad you brought it up because I don't stay silent about it, what happened to me, because I hated that time in my life.
How old were you?
And that's why I was 15.
15. So a different part of your puberty.
Yes.
Which has severe mental health effects, especially for women. I hate to say it, but puberty is not
be
equal
honest,
for both of us. We get testosterone, we jump off roofs, and you guys get emotional and other things. So okay, so that's behind you. Good. I hope that continues.
Yeah. As for the media, I wasn't looking for any attention from this. I literally just wanted to tell the people who were against masks, who can't wear masks, that they knew to stay away from that so they wouldn't have to feel as upset as I did. Because I was bullied in grade school. I hated it. If I look back on it, parts of me wish I fought back a bit. Instead, my mother took me out and I was able to just live a little bit. But so much of that from school has affected who I am. And that's partially why I was so hurt when I was 15. I was suffering with that because I still took all those comments to truth because everything people say to me, little stabs at myself slowly. You know what I mean? Like it's little bullets that are just affecting me slowly and eventually get a gaping hole. Okay, so I wasn't wanting any media attention at all.
Oh, your internet connection is unstable.
Oh.
How about not? It's probably, it could be. Oh, maybe it's me. I don't know. It should say your mental connection is unstable if it's talking about me. Shoot, I forgot where I was going with that now. Okay, so continue.
I wasn't wanting any media attention or anything like that. I just wanted to tell others about it.
Right.
But I do know, but I did forget that the group is public. All the posts you say in there are open. People can see that.
Okay, so now, we should back up a little bit then. You belong to Hugs Over Masks Niagara chapter, which is used to be run and started by Shandor that I've interviewed a couple times, one over the masks, one over your media bullying. And he refused to approve your post.
Yes, he did tell me
that he was going to protect you from the mob because it's a public group. And so you've forgotten that it was a public group? You thought it was a closed group of like minds?
In my head, when I was making the post, I did forget at that time. But after the realization.
And then you went, oh, stupid. Yeah, I got it.
I'm used to the closed groups. Like most of my Facebook groups are private and they're just, an open space to like release it. Right. And so that's kind of why I was, when you think about it logically and everything, then I was like, oh, Yeah. Yeah. So maybe
Shandor refuses to approve the post to protect you. Another admin says, nah, I'm going to let it go. And then it starts.
Yes.
So now was this post on your wall as well?
No, I didn't plan on sharing it. I had a client, which I'm sure we'll read later kind of thing, but she had messaged me and then I was like, I'm going to share it kind of thing. Then I have some friends from different races and cultures and stuff like that. And so then they started coming at me kind of thing. Oh. So I was like, I'm going to remove that and I'll tell people, I'll clarify to you all, this kind of thing. So I did make a video then, which like I said, is at 5,000 something views. Can't keep track of it anymore.
Okay, so your video response to your initial post, how viral did your initial post go?
That was at 80,000 shares, someone told me last, because I've kind of been taking a hiatus from Facebook just so I can sleep at night and not staying awake and waking up at 4 a.m.
But Shandor removed that post from the group, which means it can't be viewed or shared anymore other than people that took screenshots of it, let's say.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so 80,000 shares?
Yes.
Wow, you hit viral gold there, young lady.
That's what I told my mom. Everyone was just so happy to see my face. Even with tears, I look great.
Cheers, bitch. Good for you. Okay.
Well, I've got over 150 nasty messages. Like my brother was here yesterday just deleting them all because, Get rid of that.
I wonder if there's ever a place where that will become inspirational for you. I've heard before, when you're feeling down, go to your LinkedIn referrals, your recommendations. And I'm telling you, I remember the last time I didn't do that for that reason, but I remember one time going through and looking at the recommendations, or whatever they call them, personal testimonies, what do they call
like
them?
testimonials, that kind of stuff.
Personal references or whatever.
Oh.
I remember going and looking at them and going, wow, I'm a good guy. Look at all these great things I've done with people and that affected people and stuff like that. I wonder if there's a place for going back and reading all the old hate mail.
I don't know. I don't want to read the old hate mail. I just was literally removing. I don't respond to people. I think I've responded to 2 occasions, which I showed you. There's one lady, she had sent a message. I don't know if you have to block that out or not, but I shared it. But my brother, he's like, oh, please let me, because she didn't spell plague right. And so my brother's like, let me correct her, please. And I'm like, okay, you can correct her. So we just put a plague and then a star, and then I was deleting the message.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So the local media.
Yep.
How did they contribute?
Well, we all know Grant. I can't even say your last name, so I'm not going to try. Mm-hmm. I can't even say his last name.
Well, we don't all know Grant like I know Grant.
You know Grant.
Some people know Grant as a very professional, award-winning columnist, investigative reporter, very straight-laced guy that's would never say shit if he had a mouthful. Now, Grant LaFleche is not that guy. I can tell you that. He's vindictive. He's he's consumed, in my opinion, with a make-work project in a dying industry of media, of paper, where they still print ink on old trees. And I, like him or not, I think he's guilty of kind of nitpicking something to death. The last time I was involved in a hit piece, let's call it,
okay,
in his paper, it was clear not only by the writing of the article that it was one-sided, but when the mob came to Grant to tell him to take the link out of the article and to change this, and I don't like the photo, and change my quote, he was only too happy to revise it. And every time someone came in with a new comment, it made the front page of the Standard again. So for 3 weeks, they were renewing the story all over. Here's an addendum. Here's, no, someone else commented. And Jim Bradley wrote a statement. Boom, run the story again. Win in Niagara, Women's Network, whatever. They commented, and their members include all these people. And then it goes to the top of the list again. Mine was about a podcast, similar, well, not similar to this. It was a monologue, but it was a little funny, and I used some select language about a female politician that, you probably would not enjoy being called the words that I called this particular woman. But it just kept resurfacing over and over and over and over and over. So
and it doesn't shut up.
Most people don't know the bias that exists within media. And locally, it's no different, and it's been like that a long time. So, anyways, your experience. Sorry.
No. I'm glad to listen. I like to hear stories. I'm a people person. This has always kind of been my thing. So to see such things, it's not new, but it's not new to get hate mail for me. Like I said, I was bullied in school, and so I'm used to always having that. I've had it not just in school, but by healthcare providers and just like the whole list of them. I've just had it. So it's not new, but I am a people person, and I like to try to quote unquote please people.
No, I will, I will draw you attention to the possibility that, like, I'm thinking, okay, so you're bullied as a child, maybe more relentlessly than some. I think at some level we're all bullied as children, and
which I did post in my Twitter.
We have to learn to kind of suck it up and get thick skin and learn, what, these people don't know who I am. But I wonder, because I'm thinking here, okay, I wonder if the abuse from you as a youth made you more susceptible now? I don't think so. Like, you might think so, but I'm telling you, it hits you just as hard even if you weren't beat up. Like, I was beat up as a kid here and there, and
Yeah.
I was a bigger kid, so I was bullied by the much bigger kids. Like, I was always tall and looking 4 or 5 years older, even at 5. I was, so. But yeah, I don't think that. I don't think that you're permanently bruised from what happened when you're a child. Do you?
I think I've gone over it a lot in the years. The things kind of stay with you in certain incidents, and
Right.
I know I'm different than other people. Like you said, some may be really good at like toughing it up. I can't admit that I am. Like, it's literally, even this year I've been working on it to just like push it out. And like, part of my business I've dedicated to literally body positivity, because I've heard so many people that during pregnancy and postpartum that they're upset with how they look and everything, and that they're discouraged with that. So that's kind of been my aim too, is to make people feel like, you are beautiful. You just have to own it. You know what I mean? But discouraging comments from people do kind of give little pinpricks of discouragement your way, and say. So I think I am toughing up about it. Like, this hasn't affected me the way I thought it would. When it started happening, I was like, oh my, what am I going to do? I was kind of panicking a little, because I'm like, what happens if you get back to such a negative space you once were at? But so far, it's been pretty good. There's certain nights, I'd rather not think about, but.
Okay, so what if I told you, like, 6 months from now, this is all going to mean nothing? Would you believe
I
me?
think it will. I 100% think it will. I'm in a very happy space in my life right now. My boyfriend and I are going in good places. So, I'm looking forward to those kind of things. That the other stuff is just like, you're in a room with headphones on and the rest is just background noise.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the kind of way I'm seeing it right now. And some nights, like I said, it sucks and I go weird spaces, but that's why I took a little hiatus from social media, and I was just like listening to music, enjoying and things like that. And then I was like, I have a study group that I have to talk to. So I'm like, I have to log Facebook back on. So I told my brother, go look to make sure you delete some of the messages, because I don't want to see it no more.
How long were you off?
I was off for about 6 days before I decided to contact my study group. And then you was yesterday.
6 days for a millennial to be.
Hey, I've been addicted to Facebook since I was 13. That was hard for me, okay?
No. Hey, I'm making fun, but I'm no different. I'm what am I? Gen Z, I think. I'm not a boomer. I'm the one that comes after boomer. I think I'm Gen Z. I don't know. I think they're ridiculous, but it's definitely difficult to pull the plug in social media.
It is.
It's such an addiction, the dopamine rush, and someone likes me, and I wonder how that mixes in with. Is there a dopamine rush when you're getting 45,000 hate mail messages? I don't know.
I didn't love it. The thing is, I've always thought, maybe one day, hey, it would be cool if I were famous, kind of thing. Like, who doesn't have those thoughts, right? But I always thought it would be for my books that I write, or, maybe I wrote an award-winning doula thing or something to make people like it. But the thing is what it is. I said what I said. And like I said, if I offended people, that I wish I could take back, because that's not my intention at all. But do I regret posting my situation and talking about it? No, I don't, because I don't believe bullying is right. And what the store did, I don't believe was right.
So you would have rephrased it.
Yes,
but you
100%.
still would have been out with it. And
yeah.
And let me suggest, even the rephrasing probably wouldn't have softened the blow anymore, because people are just looking for something to. And I put myself.
Oh,
in this,
exactly.
I put
They're
myself
so
in this
bored.
category all the time. That it. I don't want to believe this about myself, but there is an element of looking to be outraged over something. I see it every day. I am outraged over multiple things every day. Now, I don't say that I go looking for it, but if you find it in a certain place, why would you keep going back there expecting to see, ponies and rainbows? So
I think people are looking for someone to blame. They're very upset about how this thing is going. So people who aren't wearing a mask, we are the enemy, because we're the one who's telling them that they have to stay locked up longer, or, we're just the enemy that they've attacked themselves to. And I get it. You're upset. You want to look for someone to blame, and you want to focus that, because who do we blame? People have said China in the beginning, and that was, wrong and everything. And they've just gone on with people to blame. Then it's Trump, then it's this. And they're like, there's no one to blame. It is what it is. You just have to roll with the, for lack of a better word, shit that we just got to go through.
Okay, I want to get back to the media thing, but before we do, on Twitch, we have a viewer.
Okay.
Who's asked, FK in the coffee has asked, so you're anti-mask. I would say, first of all, you want to wear a mask? Wear your freaking mask. I think you look like a dildo wearing one in the car by yourself and walking down the beach and swimming in the lake. Okay? I don't personally believe that it's doing anything like the lockdown. It's killing more people probably. And I think we'll look back on it and go, oh, those masks were toxic to wear? Oh, yes. We've been breathing formaldehyde or little shards of fiberglass or something like that. You want to wear your mask, wear your mask. And this is when I had, who was the girl I had on the other day after Sandor? She presented at Regional Council. Oh,
Can't think of her name.
Name's going away from me. And she said, you put anti-mask in the title. I'm not an anti-masker. I just don't wear one. You want to wear one, wear one. So that's my take on it. Do you kind of share those?
Oh, yeah. I always tell people, I had one person ask me like, oh, you're anti-mask this. And I decided to email her back because she was literally just asking questions and I felt comfortable talking to her because it wasn't filled with hate. And as I told her, if you decide to wear a mask, if you know you can wear a mask or whatever, then that's you. I know me. I can't wear a mask. I've tried it once. I hated it. I don't want to talk about that. But, in general, just I can't. So I know what I can do and what I can't do. Mm-hmm. And you know what you can and can't do. I can't tell you what to do because I don't know what you have gone through in your life. And you don't know the same with me. Mm-hmm. So that's the way I've always seen it with this stuff. So to say I'm anti-mask, I'm just anti being forced to do it.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that I would hate the mask or that it would be logistically so, my glasses are fogging up. I only wore one once. It was in a doctor's office. And for whatever reason, they set me up on the phone. Like, you got to wear a mask when you come in. And this is the first time I've gone anywhere where I didn't say, you know what, I can't wear one. And so I went, and then they brought me a reusable thick mask that didn't fit right. Yeah, I'm a big guy. And I put it on and I was kind of pulling it away from my, I don't know, just go over. So I was kind of pulling it away from my face to let the CO2 out because it's uncomfortable and it's disgusting. Yeah. And I that was my first experience with it, but it was a reusable homemade mask. It didn't smell fresh. I'm sure it had been washed. I'm not saying that they made me wear someone else's mask, but it wasn't like you want me to wear a mask from now on. You bring me in a brand new paper mask out of the box and, don't touch it. Anyways, I didn't know that it was going to be that logistically uncomfortable. But yeah, my glasses are fogging up. I'm just sitting there with my ear pods in watching Crowder. And she came around the desk and she said, James, you're going to have to rebook if you don't wear your mask properly. I'm like, well, I'm trying. I've got it on over here. Like, I can't wear masks. And I'm just trying to, oh, well, you didn't tell us that. I said, well, I'm trying to play by the rules here. So she got kind of short with me and then said something, stomped off. I didn't hear what she said, but she came back with a shield. And she said, would this help? I'm like, yes, for sure. Anything is better than trying to breathe through a big cloth. Like, yeah, so I put the shield on. No problem. Yeah, the shield steamed up a little bit at the bottom, but at least my glasses weren't, and at least I wasn't bathing in CO2. So I have not worn one because of chronic bronchitis. My breathing is not the best. It's not great at the best of times. But then when I put it on, I'm like, jeepers, how do people wear these things? Especially the homemade ones, the thick ones. And I think we're going to look back and go, oh, yeah. And now I'm glad I haven't put one on. So,
yeah.
Anyways, I'm blathering.
No. Like, see, I did not know you have bronchitis, and anyone walking by the store does not know that you have bronchitis. Yet they're giving you a look like, oh, how could you come out here not wearing a mask?
I have had no troubles in public yet. And I
no trouble. I bless you. I wish you luck. They're wolves out there.
I have not put one on in public unless I'm being paid. If you're paying me to MC an event, you want me to wear a mask on the stage? Okay. At my church, if I'm volunteering and you want me to wear a mask and I want to volunteer, I'm going to wear the mask to volunteer. I'm not going to go there and say, well, I'm not wearing your mask. Like, no, I mean, if you want to, you got to play by the rules if you want to be employed or you want to volunteer. So, but I'm going to be taking it off at the first available opportunity, not because I want to be a shit disturber, because it sucks and I don't want to breathe that crap.
Yeah.
Not alone bathe in my own waste.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're going around in circles. This is nice. Have you got some time?
We're coming there's lots of time. Yeah. I don't have another call till 2. So
yeah, okay. We're coming up on almost an hour already. So I'm
good at talking.
Back to the local fish wrap, bird cage liner contributor Grunt LaFlushy. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know his official name, like his last name. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce it. I just call you Grant. I've heard about you. My dad, when he first joined the group, he got some flack from the guy. So this family, he is not unknown to.
Well, it's hard to be humble when you're perfect in every way.
Oh, of course. Yeah. 100%.
So anyways, tell me about how he made things worse for your life.
Well, he had the nerve to share the post on his Tumblr with screenshot and of
Tumblr.
Pardon?
Tumblr?
Oh no, Twitter. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. So he
Tumblr
shared it on
account?
Twitter, and he decided to black out my name because he didn't know if I was a teenager or not. So as Sander and I had mentioned. Still, none the same. You decided to share a post that you didn't know if I was a teenager or not. Wow, good score. You're going after someone, you know?
So just in case she's a teenager, I'm still going to out her. I'm just going to redact her name.
Yeah, of course.
Shouldn't do that.
But even though, as he mentioned on his post, it's public, so literally people could just go to the group and booyah, see my name. I actually even had someone make a fake profile. I think I showed it to you, where she decided to use my beautiful, lovely photo shoot that I did with my sister, use it and write terrorist on it. Yeah, right?
Wow.
Apparently that's what I am. Besides, I think, what did I write here? That I was also called a killer and a fat cow was one of them.
Okay.
Where's
does the thing with the babies come in? Oh, because that's your job?
Yes, that's my job.
That's why they keep going. I hope you never get pregnant. I hope you never look after anyone's children and blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I get
One person had the nerve to say that I should get children's aid called on me. I will make a clarification to everyone right here, right now. I have not been to a birth since March. I have not stepped foot in a hospital. I have not helped people. I have been at home.
Okay,
So I have not helped anyone except virtually.
Man, we're taking a long time to get to Grant, and that's just fine because it's more about you. Tell us what do you do? What services? Okay, pimp your business a little bit. The website, the underlying commitment, what services you provide, and you don't have to get into pricing, but are you making a living at that? Or
well, I'm starting it up. This is my second year doing it. So I'm a doula. So I help people emotionally, physically, and informationally through childbirth, through postpartum time period. And I'm just like a support worker for them in those moments.
See, doula means, I've never heard that word before. Doula. Is that like
It's a Greek word. It means servant back in the day.
So is that like a midwife or...
No, I don't deliver any babies. I don't have the training to actually like deliver a child. And if you see half the people who do leave spam nicely that I deleted, half of them don't know what I do either, thinking that I deliver babies. I don't.
Nor do they know your heart or who you are as a person.
Exactly.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like a support person. I give all of myself to try to make sure that you are supported enough. Like you have during the birth, say I would help you run and get supplies, different things that you need. You know, I do different comfort measures with Rebozo and like different things like that. And postpartum, I'm kind of like I don't like using the word because people always jump to weird conclusions with it, but I'm kind of like a little in-house, not servant, I don't like that word, like an extra hand. So I'll help with cooking a little bit. I'll help with dusting or light chores. I suck at cleaning. But just help with the baby, help with you. Like, some mothers have C-sections. They can't get out of bed for 6 weeks. So I'm just that extra hand, be like, let me use my feet to go get you this or that kind of stuff. So I have not helped anybody though, since this stuff has started. So people are thinking that I'm coming after children, and I've got this is where the swearing part comes in. I've even got a call, and I just deleted it, otherwise I would even play it for you, that said I am a fucking baby killer. That's what I got in my message. I showed it to my parents, and they were like,
you just have to laugh at that. It's so absurd. I remember somebody came to my Jim Fannon Show page, and I was in the mood to kind of defend myself, and she said, I'm sorry for the language, the word I used that was most offensive was cunt. It was you dumb fucking cunt. You dumb fucking cunt. Like, have you not seen Ricky Gervais? Like, anyways, it doesn't matter. But she told me, you came out of a cunt. I'm like, wow, I don't think you knew my mother was dead, but whatever. At some point, you have to look at that and go, so that is that's actually funny.
Yeah, I've started to laugh more and more about this situation slowly. My boyfriend is through the roof pissed, to say for a lack of a better word. He's literally like, I was telling him the situation, and he was like, if somebody comes after you, I'm going to come right there and I'm going to protect you. Don't you dare think about it. Like, if anyone comes at you, I'm done. Because that's what he said after this interview. If people start coming after me again, he's like, I won't be quiet this time. I'm going to stand up to them.
Which interview? This one?
Yeah. He's like, if people start coming after me because of this, I'm like, nah, it doesn't matter.
No one watching.
Don't worry about it. Just ignore it. I did screenshot you there what my boyfriend got messaged on his profile. And I told him to delete it because I don't want his parents to see that about me. But they asked him if he was as retarded as his girlfriend. They had the nerve to say that to him. They have not left it. I am fine if you come after me because it was my decision to post it and it was mine. But they have gone after my friends and their businesses, leaving nasty reviews. They have gone after friends that I have, known for maybe a short time or a long time, emailing them nasty shit about me. And I'm like, fine about me, but why are you so bored to go after these people who have done nothing? You know what I mean?
It's not funny. I don't know why I'm laughing.
It's fine. It's okay. Like, I don't know. It's a weird situation. That's all.
I'm assuming you didn't respond to that one.
No. My boyfriend just showed that to me. He's like, do you really want to see it? I'm like, yes, I want you to post it here because on your video.
Funny. Don't not show that to me because that's freaking hilarious.
I'm sorry. Tempted. I did send it all to you in the messages there. I sent all the pictures.
I'm tempted, and I don't know if I want to put all that stuff up there. Maybe I should because it looks bad. It only... I don't need to tell you that these people really have so much hate in their heart that they're just looking to hate someone else as much as they hate their own life and their own body and their own selves and stuff like that. So,
I don't think people use 2020 as the way they should have. This year, they really should be focusing on taking up new hobbies, doing things for yourself. And instead, they turned to the internet and started going ugly. And that's the unfortunate situation of it. But, I'm sure these people have good parts to them as well. I'm just not fortunate enough to see them. That's all.
So Grant publishes in the paper. Oh, that was in the paper. That's right. Because Shandor said, because I went, what's this? He goes, dude, it was in print.
Did it really? I don't even know that. Did it?
I thought that's what.
Does somebody have a copy they can give me? I'll take it.
Nobody buys the freaking Standard. Are you nuts?
I don't know, but if someone does have it, if you're watching, you're totally welcome to email me. I want a copy.
I'm pretty sure.
I didn't know I made paper too.
That, whatever it was that censored. Well, where did you see it? Was it in social?
Twitter. Oh, Sanders sent it to me. But I was kind of a little upset that it was late at night and I was trying to fall asleep after all of the stuff I was going through in the day. And he's like, oh, it's on Twitter. And of course, my curiosity bug is like, here, let me go read it. And then it was like, oh, you should not have done that.
Well, live and learn. Okay,
Yes,
so
yeah.
he gives you amazing pub, redacts your name, claims that he's protecting a potential minor by redacting his name, but the mob descends on you because of that, or because, I guess, what would you say?
Rebutted.
You had the
I rebutted the next day.
Okay, so what are you able to measure the response to the social media going viral as compared to what Grant posted?
Before Grant, I think it was like 100 shares, etc. And I think more of that was people that cared about the situation. But then Grant, then Sandra had sent it to me, and I think after that whole situation, that's when it blew up.
All right.
I think Grant had a big hand to play in how this turned out. I 100%, because I don't know how many people follow the group just to snoop through it once in a while to cause drama. And I think that was more because of Grant, to say.
All right. So you definitely got more reaction after Grant's participation. And what, since then?
Oh, 100%. Pardon? I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm messing around. I want to make sure I maintain a good connection here because I think I was running a little low on my network speed. Hello.
I can hear you. What was your question?
How's it been since with Grant? Do you expect any type
Well, I don't know, to be honest.
Keep going.
I rebutted, and then I decided to leave social media. I was just like, I'm going to take a break. I texted a few friends through Facebook. I gave them my number, and I'm like, you could text me then, because I just need a break. I can't keep reading it. It's not good for my mental health. I need a break.
Understood.
So I knew that to take care of myself. Yeah, I knew that I had to do that for myself, and that was a very good thing. Like, Thanksgiving weekend was awesome. That really brought it back, and that's why when I came back, I'm ready to fight again. So I think I don't have any more posts to make really in the Hugs Over Masks, because I'm not going nowhere. You know, I don't have an urgency right now to go anywhere. So I'm not trying to cause any more drama. So I'm just kind of staying quiet, laying low, working on my business that I have to do, and just speaking about what did happen. That's all I'm doing.
What have you learned from all this? Is there, and you can't say it because I kind of prepped you for this. The answer cannot be, the silver lining is I step back from social media. I'm looking for something deeper, something, and maybe, hey, I don't know is an okay answer. If nothing's hit you, I don't want you to force it. And also consider the fact that, listen to me, when I was young, that you might not get the impact, the silver lining for a long time. You know,
it does take time to get stuff, but I 100% think I will refrain from making a post when I'm angry for the future point, that I will think a little bit more, like to be logical, like literally to think a little bit more before I speak, so to say. So far, that's kind of what's speaking out to me. But do I regret speaking at all? No, I will continue to say my piece in a sense, because, you know, I'm not like looking for drama. That's not why I came. I just came kind of to vent and to tell others to be careful, because it was a very emotional experience for me, that if I could rather not relive it, that would be great. You know?
Got it. Shandor is on the Facebook feed and says 80,000 views and 500 shares. Now,
500 shares. Okay. Sorry, I mistake then.
I think that he's claiming a majority of those shares were hate shares.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I do remember him telling me that. People love to cause drama, and that's okay. You know, like, it is what it is. That's, I think, my message for it all.
I don't know what that means. So
tired. I don't know. I'm just so
tired. It's like we're all in this together. It is what it is. Shh, what? I don't know. I guess that's one good way of saying, what are you going to do about it? I don't know, but
I said what I said, and I can't take it back. What they have said to me, they can't take back. I've screenshotted it. You've seen it. I will probably remember most of what they said for a long time, and hopefully I get like my grandmother and I just forget it. But, you know, What they've said is, and what I've said is.
I'm not sure that this is healthy, but I do lots of things that aren't healthy. Where's my mouse? Hello?
Oh,
I seem to have lost control.
Oh, can you hear me? I don't know. Technology sucks sometimes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Meow.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
No, I lost my mouse control. I don't know what's going on here.
Oh.
I was going to share the messages and just, I mean, you could do it, I guess, if you have.
Oh, let me see if I got it. Oh, he even messaged me. I had it muted. I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry, Shander. Am I saying that right? I don't even know.
Maybe my battery died in my mouse. Yeah, I think.
I think.
That's weird.
Okay. Well, I think I can get it. Give me a second.
All right. In the meantime, I'm going to change to the battery in my mouse, I guess.
Let me know if you got it, if you can see it. I don't know.
I can see it, yeah.
Okay. So this is one of the comments that they decided to put on a picture of me and my boyfriend for my birthday that I had taken. So she just literally clicked on the picture. Now, after this, I have control.
Abuses babies.
Right? Yeah, I'm apparently, like, talk to the people I've worked for. I think they would say differently. But this is the same woman where she smeared my picture and called me terrorist. Isn't that lovely? Oh, he's gone for a moment. It's crazy, this world, what exists out there. You probably had to laugh off screen. It's a funny situation, what happens, but it is what it is.
Have you got more to share?
Oh yeah, I do. I didn't know if you wanted me to wait for you.
No. I just had to go get a battery and see if this helps.
So this is the same woman who made a few. I couldn't even save them all because she had posted 100 times different fat jokes. Like, I get it, I'm fat. Thanks. Like, thanks, I guess. Here, this is my favorite one where she calls me fatty 2x4, can't fit through the kitchen door. You have one task to wear a mask, but you prefer your terrorism more.
Wow, so clever.
Thank you, Rachel Shandy. You're good at poetry. Maybe you should stick to that, but more in a positive light. Maybe, that's what you should do.
Maybe consider not breeding either.
Yeah, that would be great. I really would not like to get a call from you. Thank you. So another woman had the nerve to bring up that she's anemic and that I'm a nut job. But if you are able to wear a mask, good for you. If I am not, I know I'm not. So thank you for understanding that kind of thing. So they just go on like this one person had to post the same thing of imagine being this stupid and thinking I'm not stupid and sharing practically the same message in different light 100 times. So I don't know how long you want to leave it up for people to read. I can't even go through the mass exposure of stuff I had to deal with. Yeah, this is the one where we corrected her spelling of plague.
Yeah.
The picture is very appetizing, by the way. Like a wonderful header to who you are in your image there. Thank you. Then this one, this is the person that decided that I should get called child's aid against me. I haven't been to a birth. I haven't seen anyone. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm not doing anything wrong in a sense. Okay. So this is my client who decided to go into grave detail of how my exemption was bullshit, as she liked to put it. So she just continued to go on. Like, this is 3 pages long. I just screenshotted it all. And she decided, because that's what I said, that I'm discontinuing our working relationship. Because she didn't pay, it was a freebie anyway. And then she's like, that's fine, you're the one who's stubborn and stupid anyway. Okay, I don't agree with you, so you're gonna put stupid into it, but that's okay. So I made sure to circle the bylaw here where it says that a person who is unable to wear a face covering as a result of a medical condition or disability, Human Rights Code and blah, 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 they brought it up. So, it's in the bylaw. Read it yourself, and same with no frills. Maybe you should do a little research before you kick people out of your store saying it's not allowed. So this was all of my tweets that I responded to him. I saved it in a draft and I put little ones by it so that people knew which number of a tweet I was at. I like to go detailed with my stuff.
Have you spoken to Grant LaFlash at all?
No.
He's
I
not called
decided
for
I
your
would
take on-
rebuttal with these 15 and then I would stop. Because there's no point to fight a fire that he's just going to continue letting it burn and burn
Was he
and burn,
responding
and
to
I
you
will
on
never get
Twitter?
it done. Pardon?
Was he responding to you on Twitter?
He did a few times. Something about that No Frills was in a Nazi store, or I don't know. To be honest, I skim read his stuff because
A Nazi
read it.
Wow,
Yeah,
what
because
a pompous piece of
to be
garbage.
honest, I don't care what he has to say.
Wow. In the future, if media
Yes.
reaches out to you, are you happy to tell your
I hope-
story?
I hope not. Oh, I will tell the story for sure.
Okay.
Because it happened, and I've been quiet about other things in my life that I regret not speaking up about. So I've decided with future incidents I would speak up. So with this was an incident where I was like, speak up. So I did. And it's not gotten the response that I was hoping for, but I had made sure to show them what understand and relate was and things like that, because people they don't get that. And then one person was like, please, pretty sure Grant is well respected journalist, blah, blah, blah. He should know the meaning. And I'm like, well, not the way you guys were posting. Not at all. You don't understand at all what the words meant. So yeah, I stand by that. I needed to correct you on that. And then she was like talking about, one person was talking about my website, but I'm like, that's a hobby website. I haven't really edited to make it official or anything. It's more of like a hobby for my books that I have fun with writing, and it's nothing professional, and I've never claimed to be. So simple as that. So
Jennifer
here's the
Lamers.
definition of relate for those who want to know.
Jennifer Lamers is lame. Okay, scroll through to anything that you think's important before we get out of here. I want to respect your time, and you got another call coming up.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything exact. I just literally showed you everything that
go
existed.
back. Go back to Grant's interaction with you. Yeah, okay.
This is all what he posted after the black end of the name of the young woman, because she might be a teenager. Wow. And then this is all what he posted about me.
Wow. I think we looked at this when I had Shandor on, and
I just screenshotted it all. Like personally, now it's in record form that I sent it to you. So if I ever have future,
he's so clever. Jim Crow, Rosa Parks, what other, I don't know. The comparison belittles what anti-black racism was and still is. It isn't over, folks.
Nope.
Jack fucker, show me where systemic racism exists in 2020, Grant LaFleche, you race-baiting piece of shit. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not very nice. Well,
so this was what I had posted in response.
Rather than be helpful, rather than be anything but sensational, this narcissistic piece of garbage has nothing better to do than make life difficult for someone that stands up for a little bit of liberty, that stands up for not being discriminated against, for having a medical condition that requires that you don't bathe in your own waste. Grant LaFleche, you puke. You know what? I used to be friendly with Grant, and I several times in my previous decades of being in the public eye have extended a hand to a man that I warred with and said, you know what? And I did the same to Grant LaFleche. I said, Grant, I was in a campaign for mayor 2 elections ago to stop Walter Sendzik from being elected mayor. Jeff Birch was my guy. I was hoping that he would have won. I'm not saying that he would have been a better mayor than Walter. I think he would have got a lot more done. And Walter really hasn't done shit, so who cares? My mother was right. Jimmy, she used to say, and I'm going to put my mom voice on right now, which is not flattering. Jimmy, why do you care who the mayor is? Go to work. And she's kind of right, because Walter has done nothing. Anyway, during that election, at the Standard, before a debate with all the candidates, myself, Peter Secord, Walter, I have no problem with Walter as a person. I can sit down with him. He probably doesn't feel the same way about me, and that's fine. I just was not a fan of the way he ran the St. Catharines Chamber of Commerce, which he morphed into the GNCC, but it's not Greater Niagara anything. And there's all kinds of stuff that I just didn't want him to be mayor. I could sit down any time with him. And I said to Grant, listen, I don't want to go through 45 days of this, of you being a dick or whatever. I didn't put it like that, but I essentially said, can we just bury the hatchet? Whatever it is between us, can we just, for the sake of the electorate and a good candidate, a good race, like put this behind us? And I put my hand out, and no, he was not interested in burying the hatchet. He was more interested in carrying on whatever. I don't know what I did to Grant, but my politics have changed over the last 5 years. So if you're not a guy that, and yeah, if you want to stop sharing now, that's great. Okay. If you're not a guy that doesn't think like they do, then that's it. You're out. And kind of the same thing with Walter. And today, if he had if his testicles had actually descended, and he could find the courage to call me and go, "Hey, Fannon, you want to do this on air?" I'd be like, "Sure." I'm not looking to make him look bad. I'm interested in a conversation where we can back up. If you see two opinions, right? They're like at the end of your fingers. Then if you go back, you see where the fingers join. You can find a place where you both agree. So let's find some common ground and then see where we split. So if I have no problem burying the hatchet, even like a scumbag like Andy Gill. I don't want to use this as a platform. Walter Sendzik, I don't put him in that scum. I think he's got a good heart. He thinks he's doing a good job, and that's fine. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff he does. That's fine. I have no problem burying the hatchet and going, okay, for the sake of everyone, can we just move on?
Yeah.
So I'm not telling you that you need to be that guy, but don't you think it would have been nice if he had called you and said, what's your take? No. What he does is continue to perpetuate a negative narrative and make you look less than, to put people on you that will carve you for your, whatever you want to call it, your, I don't know, lack of? I don't know. Your lack of thinness. You know what I mean? Like
there's a lot of it. If they want to take some, they're more than welcome to. I'll happily donate to you. There is a lot of it. I've tried to lose weight.
But
it's not going great.
What he's done is perpetuate the mob to come after you for reasons other than what you think, what you did. Like if somebody says to you, okay, and this is why, I give you props for engaging with the people that seem reasonable. And then when they stop being reasonable, you just cut them.
Yeah.
Because, anyway, enough of me. Excuse me. Is there anything else that you want to say, or
I can't think of anything
that you haven't?
I guess I have maybe one advice to everyone, because I feel like this is continuing to be a spiral for maybe 2021. Pick 12 new things you want to take up, and each month dedicate a month to something new you want to learn. I bought a thumb piano, and that's what I'm going to be learning in January. So take the time, because if you're getting this time to literally be paid and sit at home, go and use it for purposes that might be worthwhile instead of going after someone on social media.
Amen. Now, to those that you feel might be responsible for putting you in this position, obviously the admin of the group that approved the message has some culpability. Grant LaFleche, I'm putting words in your mouth. Can you think of anyone else that's contributed to the mob coming for you?
I actually don't blame anyone. I decided to post what I said, and I stick by-ish what I said. So to what people decided to use with what I said, maybe not the greatest way, don't really appreciate it, but I still said what I said. And that I can't take back. So I don't blame anyone in particular.
I'm not sure I used the term blame. I could have. But if you were standing in front of someone that was responsible or partially responsible for the mob that came for you, Like, this could have been an innocent post on your wall that didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Now, you chose to put it in a public group. That's on you. I get that. You have a public profile to a certain extent.
Yes.
And you're posting in a public forum. So what you choose to put there is completely on you. I'm not saying you're a victim at all, but the narrative was definitely cooked up. So if you're standing in front of Grant today, would you have anything to say to him about how he contributed to the impact in your life?
I was already coming from a place of hurt, and you decided to rub that hurt and make it, like, put salt in the wound, in a sense. And maybe you didn't have that exact intention by trying to protect me, but you did add salt to the wound when you could have just let the wound try to scab over.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate your vulnerability. And what's the impact of that being on your life? Like, if you could tell Grant, like, listen, you know, I don't sleep well. My boyfriend and I have lost intimacy. I'm on the outs with my aunt. You can't look, you know, like, what's the logistical impact in your life? And I'm, you know, if it's positive, great. But if you could convey to him how this has impacted you, how would you describe your impact?
I have possibly lost over 24 hours of sleep, according to over the amount of days that I've, like, been awake and waking up at 4 a.m. I have also had extreme nausea and diarrhea over this entire session. I, like, not to go too grainy in details, but I take things literal, maybe too much more than I should. And even if I'm not mentally getting offended by it, my body has taken its toll. So I haven't checked the weight scale in a little while, but I'm sure that I have either ate some of my feelings that I've recuperated through the loss of my movements, but, you know, I don't know what to say. It's just, it is what happened, you know?
Mm-hmm. Any other impacts you can think of?
I feel like my family has suffered a lot. A lot of the people close to me have. That I wish they wouldn't have had to been dragged through the mud. Like, I didn't like the fact that they came after my boyfriend, or that they were getting into extreme arguments with my parents online over, like, literally giving birth to me. I'm like, I'm sorry they gave birth to me if that offends you so much. Like, I exist. You know, it is you know, it happened 20 years ago. Can't change that anymore. But so I wish that kind of stuff didn't happen, because, you know, I'm fine if you take a stab at me, but once you go after other people, damn, you know, I kind of don't like you too much right now.
Wow.
So I guess that's what I'd have to say the most, that maybe before you post another time, like I need to do for the future, think before you post and what aftermath can occur.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to share up your business page here again, I think. I'm going to try. Fruitful Womb Doula Services, fertility support, birth support, postpartum support, bereavement. Now, what is the bereavement coming after with the postpartum?
Bereavement is if someone has lost a child.
Gotcha.
So if they've had, like, a miscarriage, stillbirth, or that kind of.
How many people do you get counseling services for that have chosen to end their pregnancy?
I have not had any yet, but I don't think, if they're deciding to go through that kind of support, I need to refer them to someone else, because I'm not personally fit at this time to help people like that. But I will help afterwards if you need to talk or just let loose a little bit.
Cool. Well, I hope it goes well for you. I hope that you come out of this with something a little bit more positive. I'm
sure I will somehow.
I give you props for staying in the game and not running away. I'm just scrolling through some of your hate messages now. Yeah, plague is a really tricky word to spell.
I know. English is a very hard language. I totally understand everyone.
Fat ass memes are really lowbrow, but okay. I've succumbed to lowbrow before. Rachel, Shandy, are these real people? Are you finding these are all real people? Or are there
They
some...
seem to be real people, like based off pictures that they have and stuff. I'm really like, yeah, they seem to be real people. Like my mom, she's like,
"It's a legitimate lung condition. His mother died from lung cancer, yet he is still wearing a mask." You know what? Shut up.
Yeah. Well, that's what I told her. I can't work with you anymore because I can't, I just can't do it.
Jennifer Lamers. Man, I know some of these people.
Oh, you do? To be honest, I have not met a single person that I know in this, except for the people that are my friends who have come to me with some messages that aren't so good, or with people that have been hurt by the fact of people coming after their businesses, which, personally, to everyone who's watching, and maybe if some of the haters are watching, like, come after me, fine. But once you go after other people, then I'm starting to get peeved off. So leave them alone.
Me, bitch.
Yeah, now I'm getting angry.
Mephistopheles. This guy is a complete gearbox. I mean, gearbox. Sorry. I can't tell if that's audacity or plain ignorance. Dude, you're dressed as a fucking devil on your AVI. Get a fucking life, you pretender. You fucking queer actor. Anyways, I shouldn't get all upset for you. You're a big girl. You can take care of yourself. And there's Grant LaFlash. Wow.
Well, I do want to say a thank you to Shander. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, but he has been amazing. He has really, like, all time, like, maybe didn't agree with it in the beginning, but then afterwards he really jumped in by writing this huge post in the group. Yeah. And like, I appreciate everything he has done. Like, I've said it to him, but now I'm saying it, and just that he knows that I appreciate his kindness in this entire situation that some people didn't decide to give.
Wow. Well, I give you props. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you. I'm glad I could share this, and maybe some people are watching, maybe some people are listening, and then maybe it helps, maybe it doesn't. Maybe I've just added more wood to the fire, so to say, but we'll see how it goes. I'm staying clear of social media for just a little while. So, this is just this time, but I'm going to log off.
Well, stay strong.
I can keep my head
clear. Stay
clear.
Healthy. Watch your words. And I guess I don't need to tell you.
Yeah.
Wear your mask. I'm kidding. My sign-offs lately have been peace, love, and normally I would say what usually comes after peace, love, and for hippies, do you know what I'm talking about? But now it's become
a little bit. I don't know the last word, though.
Peace, love, and marijuana. But now it's peace, love, and take off your mask and go hug your neighbor. I don't think we, I know that we are in the middle of a mask experiment.
Yeah.
A mask human experiment that we haven't considered all the impacts to. And you know what the funny thing is? Now everyone's a political expert with Trump. Everyone's an epidemiologist now with COVID. And everyone's a fucking expert on masks. Well, guess what? Masks aren't the solution. The lockdowns aren't the solution. I officially know more people that have killed themselves than have contracted COVID. Don't bring that shit around here. But these fucking clowns in the mainstream media only see one way to keep their job, and that's to perpetuate the orange man bad. I don't want to be defending Trump, but when you take him out of context all the time, it forces me to defend them because they're still saying good, find people on both sides. It's been like in context. He was talking about the argument of taking down statues. I don't want to get too political, but the false news narratives, I'm just so tired of. And so props to you for standing for truth. And, I posted this the other day. You idiots are going to look back one day and go, oh, it was the mask? I didn't even think of that impact.
Well, if the No Frills people are watching, if they'd like to send an apology, and they've definitely lost our $12,000 a year, if they'd like to come and try to get our business again, my PMs are open for an apology from the manager themselves, or phone call, I'll take it too. if they'd like. I realize I don't even know if they'll be watching, but
Well,
you know.
and I think that's very big of you, and I would love to give you some hope that narcissistic piece of garbage would actually apologize, but he's not going to wake up one day and go, honey, you know what? Like, I think he has a honey right now. Can you believe it? He actually has a girlfriend. I don't want to say who it is.
Oh, well, good luck to them both.
Imagine if he rolls over and he's, honey, yeah, I think I'm going to apologize to Lisa today. Oh, really? Wow. No, that'll never happen.
No, I don't think so.
He's a
totally
narcissist.
not.
Everything revolves around Grant LaFleche and his use of big words and how he can, social justice warrior. Systemic racism still exists today. Shut up, Grant, you piece of no, Grant, come on the show. I'll be nice to you. I'll give you an hour and a half.
You can even tag me in. Zoom. Even tag me in for a minute.
Just like you did with Walter Senzik, a little love-in. You know what? He's not interested in conversation. You know what he's interested in doing? Perpetuating the narrative to sell more papers and continuing to be employed. And looking good and virtue signaling all the way down. And I say down because he's in a downward spiral. He's circling the drain. What's he going to do after the Standard closes in about 5 minutes? Anyway, enough of me. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
You've given me a platform to vent some of my frustrations with this whole charade and our local
I appreciate
media.
it. I semi hope I don't have anything super horrible, newsworthy to come back to for you. But at the same time, I had a lovely chat and would love to do it again. But I don't. I don't plan / hope to be in this kind of limelight ever again.
Careful what you wish for.
Yeah, I know, right? Knock on wood.
You're so Catholic.
Please.
You're so Catholic. Oh, just on the way out, since you're signing the cross,
yes.
Tell us about how your faith came into this. How has your love for Jesus Christ, your personal Savior, helped you get through this? I'm mocking a little bit. I'm a Christian, and I used to be Catholic. I still kind of go like this once in a while when my Christian friends aren't looking.
I haven't had much problems. Like, I know, like, when I was walking through the store, my mother always said to me, like, pray your Hail Marys kind of when you're in trouble. So I was kind of like
pray
freaking
to Hail
out.
Mary. You're not allowed to pray to saints and stuff. You only pray to God and Jesus, the Holy Spirit. That's it. Stop it. Such a Catholic.
I am. And to be honest, I'm surprised.
What do you call it when you religious shame someone?
I don't know, but
Catholics are
again, everyone has their face, and so I know mine, and I've never belittled anyone on that, and they can try to come at me. I know where I stand, though.
At me. No, but just on the way out, just a little bit about, have you leaned on your faith? How faithful are you, and has it helped you through all of this? Sorry, I was joking when you said praying to Hail Mary.
No, it's totally fine. I'm not the best Catholic, like, not at all. I sometimes all the time say my sister is like 10 times better, but I did end up skipping going to confession last week because I was just so upset that I didn't know what to say. Yeah, it's totally coming for me this week though, but your face, I love it.
Confession. Damn.
Hey, if you brought religion up, I'm cool to talk. Like, like I said, I'm an open book, and I think that's what people love to have is an extra 1,000 stabs they can take at me, but go for it,
I wonder what my men's group would say if I went down to St. Alfred's and gave my confession and then came back to the group and say, hey guys, I went to Catholic confession today. They'd go, what? Have you lost your mind?
The priest that we see, he is big on confession. So he brings it up like every week, every homily you get to hear it. And I'm like, people are going to go anyway. Like, they choose to go. Everyone has a different relationship with their person that they believe in. That's my faith, believe on it. So,
well, don't be going for communion without first.
Confession. Yeah, I didn't go last week actually because my boyfriend was there. So.
I sin 100 times from the confessional to the Eucharist. Okay, so there's no way that I'm going up to that Eucharist with a clean heart, man. I am dirty, filthy sinner. Anyway, who cares? I love
this
you.
This was so much fun. I was so stressed.
That was great. But lots of love. got a lot of admiration for your strength, and I'm sorry that you got that, but somehow down the road you'd be thinking, I see where that worked for me. I see how that was a positive in my life, even though going through it, I've been fired, I've been canceled, I've been fired, I've been recanceled. And going through it, especially when, hey, I had a couple decent jobs that provided a decent living. At least one of them provided a decent living. The other one was more like a volunteer. And it broke me. And I'm talking a long time of thinking, if I just could get back to that place. And then with 2020 hindsight, going, wait, that was a blessing? Wait, I was built to go through this? Wow.
Negative things always
on the other side, thinking, I wouldn't be here without the firing, without the cancellations, with all the things that I thought were so bad. I wouldn't have got any of the benefit that I'm now seeing. And now, trust me, that can be a fleeting, opportunistic feeling from the standpoint of like, you spend a lot more time bathing in your sorrow and licking your wounds and getting ready to take on the day. But anyways, I think you're brave. I appreciate your time, and let me know if I can help out any further.
Well, thank you. I appreciate able to come on here, talk to whoever may be listening. Like you said, there were comments. I was like, I'm surprised that people are listening.
No one's listening. I joke about that, but no, we did have some comments on Twitch. Well, I'm on a bunch of different platforms at once. Oh, wow.
Oh. Is it bad?
No.
Oh, okay.
There's somebody just venting here.
Oh.
That's pretty long. Wow. Huh.
Well, when you have it ready, send me the link because I'll totally share it around. I have friends that I'm going to get.
It's up everywhere. I think it needs a few minutes to render on Facebook and Twitter maybe. Okay. But as soon as I cut this feed, you should be able to see it on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and DLive. I don't think we made it out to the YouTube channel today. I've got to figure out which channel's going where because
YouTube is so hard to work.
No, it's censorship. I just keep getting strikes, and so my live privileges have been cut. And then yesterday or 2 days ago, as soon as I got back after my 2-week suspension, I came back and posted a bunch of stuff that I should have known was going to get me taken down again. So now I'm on another 2-week suspension, and so I'm building channels as fast as they can censor me.
Good to know.
All right. I love you. Thank you for your time. Stay
well. Yes, I love you. Thank you.
Let me know if I can ever help again. And contact information, how people get a hold of you. Facebook, website.
Yeah. Well, Facebook I kind of took down for a while, but I am on Instagram still. I have the website where you can contact me there. And my phone number and, email is there. So if you do want to try another, it's there.
All right, kiddo. Thank you very much. I'm going to eject now. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Yeah, bye.
Lisa, bye. Wow, that was quick. I didn't know you were going to say goodbye so quick. Oh, quickly. So that's Lisa if you need her. Let's see. Let's get over here. I don't know if we need to go through all this stuff. What do you think? Decent conversation? She actually came out and defended herself here and there. Huh. I don't know. What's this? Bylaw, face coverings. Well, Grant LaFleche, you're a very kind and understanding individual. Imagine you taking other people's feelings into consideration. Mm-hmm. All right. Peace, love. Take your mask off. Go hug your neighbor. I love you. I am out.